Revelation chapter 11. Kai edotermoi, galamos, homoios, rabdoi, and a reed like a staff was given to me. Legon, saying, Egere, kai metröson ton naon tu teu, kai to thysiasterion, kai tus proskynuntas en autoi. Arise thou, be thou rising up, and measure thou the sanctuary of the God, and the altar, and the ones worshipping on it, or over it, or in it. Gai te nau learn te nexoten tu nau, and the courtyard, the outer courtyard of the sanctuary, ekbale exoten, throw thou out, gai me auten metröseis, and thou shouldst not measure it. Hoti edoter tois etnesin, because it was given to the nations. Gai tön polin tön hagian, pater susin mernas tesserakonta kai duo. And the holy city they shall trample 42 months. Gai doso tois dusin mar dusin mu, and I shall give to my 2 witnesses, Gai properteususin hermeras kilias diakosias hexerkonta peribeblemenoi sakkus, and they shall prophesy 1,000 days, 260 days. 1,260 days, having been clothed about in sackcloth. Hu toiesin haiduo elaiai, kai haiduo lykniai, haienopion tu kyriu skers hestotes. These are, being the 2 olive trees and the 2 lampstands, the ones before the Lord of the earth, the ones having stood before the Lord of the earth. Kai etis autus cele adikersai, pur ek poreuetai ek tu stomatos auton, kai katestie tus ek trus auton. And if any is wanting to harm them, fire is going out of their mouths, and is eating their enemies up. Kai etis telesai autus adikersai, and if anyone should will to harm them, hutos te auton apoktantenai, it is being necessary for him to be killed thus. Hutoi ekusin tön exousian, klesai ton uranon. These are having the authority to shut the sky. Hina me huetos precai tas hermeras tes properteas auton, so that rain should not be falling in the days of their prophecy. Kai exousia nekusin epiton hudaton, and they are having authority over the waters. Strepien auta es haima, to be turning them into blood. Kai pataksai turn gön en pasai plögöi hosaki sean telesosin, and to strike the earth by means of every plague, as often as they should desire. Kai hotan telesosin tön martyrian auton, and when their testimony shall be complete, or should be complete, Doterion ton anabainon ekte sabusu poiese metauton polemon. The beast, the one coming up out of the abyss, shall effectuate war with them. Kai nikese autus, and he shall overcome them. Kai apoktene autus, and he shall kill them. Kai toptoma auton, epites plateas tes poleos tes megalos, hertis kaletai pneumatikos Sodoma, kai Aegyptos, hopu kai hokurios auton, estaurote, and their body upon the street of the great city, which is being called spiritually Sodom and Mithraim, Egypt, where also their Lord was crucified. Kai blepusin ekton laon, kai pulon, kai glosson, kai etnon, toptom auton. And out of the peoples and of tribes and of tongues and of nations they shall see their body. Hermeras, tres kai hermisu. 3 days and a half kai taptomata auton ukapiusin teternai esmnerma. And they shall not allow their bodies to be laid in a tomb. Kai hoikatoi kunte sepites kes kairusin epautois, kai euprainontai, kai dora pempsusin allelois, hoti huutoi hoiduo propertai, ebasanisan tus katoi kunta sepites kes. And the ones dwelling upon the earth are rejoicing over them, and are making merry, and they shall give gifts to each other, because these 2 prophets tormented the ones dwelling upon the earth. Kai metatas tres hermeras kai hermisu, pneuma zoe sectu teu eselten en autois. And after 3.5 days, a spirit of life out of the God entered into them. Gaestosan epitus podas auton, and they stood upon their feet. Kai pobos megas epepesen epitus theoruntas autus, and a great fear fell upon the ones beholding them. Kai erkusan pones megale sectu uranu, and they heard a great voice out of the sky, legusus autois, saying to them, Anabate hode, come ye up here. Kai anebesan eston uranon entei nepelei. And they went up into the sky, in the cloud, kai eteorsan autus hoi ektroiauton, and their enemies beheld them. Kai enekenoi toi horai egeneto seismos megas, and in that hour a great earthquake became. Kai dodekaton tes poleos epesen, and the 10th of the city fell. Kai apektantesan entoi seismoi onomatia anthropon kiliades hepta, and names of men 7,000 were killed in the earthquake. Kai hoiloipoi empoboi egenonto, kai edokan doxan toi teoi tu uranu. And the remaining ones became terrified and gave glory to the God of the sky. Her uai her deutera apelten. The second woe passed. Idu her uai her dritte erketai daku. Behold, the third woe is coming quickly. Kai hohebdomos angelos esalpisen, and the seventh messenger sounded his trumpet. Kai egenonto ponai megalai entoi uranoi legontes, and great voices became in the sky, saying, Egeneto her basilea tu cosmu tu curiu hermon. The kingdoms of the world became of our Lord, Kai tu Christu autu, and of his anointed, Kai basileuse estu saionas ton aionon, and they shall reign into the ages of the ages. Kai hoi ekosi tessares presbyteroi, hoi enopion tu teu katermenoi, epi tus tronus auton epesan, epi ta prosopa auton, kai prosekunesan toi teoi. And the 24 elders, the ones before the God, sitting upon the thrones, fell upon their faces and worshipped toward the God. Legontes, saying, Eucharistou mensoi kyrie, hoc theos, ho pantocrator, ho on kai ho ern. We are giving thanks to thee, O Lord Yahweh, the God, the Almighty, the one being who also is the one who was being. Hoti ele pasten dynaminsu den megalen kai ebasileusas, because thou hast taken thy power, thy great power, and thou hast begun to reign. Kai ta etne orgistersan, and the nations became enraged. Kai ten her orgersu, and thy wrath came. Kai hokai roston necron griternai, and the time for the dead ones to be judged. Kai dunai ton miston tois duloisu, and to give the reward to thy servants, tois propertais, to the prophets, kai tois hagiois, and to the holy ones, kai tois pobumenois to onomasu, and to the ones fearing thy name, tus micrus, kai tus megalus, the small ones and the great ones, kai diapterai tus diapterontas gern, and to destroy the ones destroying the earth. Kai ernoige honaos tu teu hoentoi uranoi, and the sanctuary of the God, the one in the sky, was opened. Kai opte herkibotos thurs diaturgus autu entoi naoi autu, and the ark of his covenant was seen in his sanctuary. Kai egenonto astrapai, kai ponai, kai brontai, kai seismos, kai kaladza megale, and there became lightnings and voices and thunders and an earthquake and great hail.